Recently, I came up with a new system where I just took all of his stuff and assigned one cabinet to Jace's things, just one. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video where I will be taking you on a tour through my entire home to show you how I organize and store every single one of my toddler's items, including his clothes, his toys, and even his eating items. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nicole. I make videos sharing my faith, family, and lifestyle. And if you like my content today, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always notified when I put out a new video. So I thought this video would be helpful because once you have kids, it is very hard to avoid clutter and things just start to accumulate very, very quickly. And before you know it, you are a hoarder. Just kidding. But if you live in a small family home like I do, we're in a condo, it's about 1,400 square feet, things can get disorganized and cluttered. So there are three main areas in the home where Jace has a majority of his items. First being his bedroom, of course. Second being the living room. We do not have a playroom, so in some ways, this is our playroom. And then thirdly, the kitchen, where he has obviously kitchen utensils and cups and all those things that we use daily to keep our child alive. So I'm gonna start off by talking about the kitchen. And the tricky part about having a small home is you don't have a ton of kitchen storage. We don't even have a pantry. And when we first had Jace, we were storing his items along with our items. It just became very jumbled and very frustrating when I was trying to find his things or grab an item, and it was like it was just not a good idea. Where I just took all of his stuff and assigned one cabinet to Jace's things, just one. Anything that I don't use for him, so obviously things he's grown out of from his infant stages, like the bottles he used to use, we just store them away for now, and we'll be pulling them out again once we have another child. But we only keep in our cabinets what is actually being used right now in the moment. Otherwise, it's taking up too much space. And when you think minimally like that, then you can probably get away with just having one cabinet assigned to your kiddo if you have one kid. My next tip is to try to go for a cabinet that's located a little bit lower so that when you pull it out, you have that nice bird's eye view of everything in there, very neatly and easily organized, so you can easily find what you need and go. The other nice part about having a low cabinet is that when your kiddo is a little bit older and they can actually go get their own items, they can reach the cabinet and grab whatever they need, so it's fostering that independence as well. Right now, Jace is only 16 months, so y'all know we definitely have a child-proof lock on that thing, because otherwise all those items would not be organized at all and they'd be thrown everywhere. So with the dimensions of the drawer, I was trying to figure out, what kind of bins should I be putting in here. For us, we just got a few clear acrylic ones from Target. On the far left, I'm storing his bibs, which he only has 2 right now, and then his smock. And then on the far right, we have his sippy cup, and we also have the little to-go snack containers, as well as his little bamboo bowl that we also use. And then right in front of that, we just have a little container holding his utensils, so spoons, forks. And then of course we have our toothpaste and toothbrush in there because we do brush his teeth at the high chair after he eats breakfast in the morning and after he eats dinner at night. We find that it's a lot easier to just keep it all in the kitchen. And I've talked about Grin Natural before. That is the products that we use for Jace's teeth. All natural toothpaste with organic ingredients that are healthy and safe for Jace. So we like it for that reason. Also, the toothbrushes are biodegradable, which I think is amazing and very eco-friendly. The toothpaste comes in fluoride-free and fluoride, depending on what you prefer. And they do come in natural flavors that kids love. Jace actually really looks forward to sucking on that toothpaste. And then we also have a little stack of flossers there, which we are still trying to teach Jace about flossing. And right now it's kind of just handing him a flosser and letting him mess around with it a little bit to get used to that. We've enjoyed our Grin products for a few months and have even been able to do 2 giveaways for you guys. So I love that we've been able to give back. So you can click the link in my description below to check them out. That's everything in our drawer. We have found that to be just the easiest way to store everything in one place and have it neatly organized. Okay, so next, here we are in Jace's room, and I'll give you a little overview shot right here of what it looks like right when you walk through the door. But basically today I want to take you through 2 major storage and organization areas, one being right behind me, his closet, and then 2, of course, his nice big dresser. So a tip here is reiterating what I said earlier in the kitchen. try to not have so many things, especially clothes. I try to only keep the clothes that he's actually using and that fit him in each season, and you don't need a lot because they grow out of it so fast. And also, as I take you through these drawers, keep in mind, I don't really care for perfect folding. I do a very simple, basic fold. It really isn't that serious. Okay, so let's get started. So this first top drawer, I actually keep his onesies, which we don't have a ton of onesies. We have like, I think 7 or 8. They're just basic colors like gray and white. And so most of his other onesies are already stored away, but he does still wear these at nighttime. To the right of that, we have his PJs. I think he has about 4 or 5 sets of PJs. Right under that, we store all of his pants, and once I was organizing these, I realized that we have a lot of pants for him, but that's because a lot of these were gifted to us, and some of them he doesn't even fit into yet. He needs to still grow into them, but I just keep them all in one spot. So all the way on the far left, I just put his jeans, and a few of these, like I said, they're too big, they don't even fit him. In the middle are the pants that he typically wears, which are actually a bunch of these were the ones that I thrifted in my thrift haul video. If you haven't seen that yet, I will link it right up here. And then on the far right, we have sweatpants, comfy pants, right? Every kid needs some nice comfy pants to wear. I also fold them over in 3 and then just put them face up like this because I feel like it's just very easy access to grab it. That type of fold takes almost no time. I also want to talk about how I separate the clothes in there because I actually gravitated towards this system, and it really doesn't cost a lot of money because you could buy a pack of these from Amazon, which I will link, and they're adjustable. So you could put them either this way or this way at whatever length you need. So I love that this is versatile and it does the job for me. So actually in his dresser, this is mostly what we used, except for one drawer that I did need a few bins. Speaking of the bins, they are down here. So we have his hat stored, and then we have his socks and then shoes. And once again, we don't have a ton for him. Like, he actually only has 2 pairs of shoes at the moment, and he doesn't really need this many hats. So that's something that I can work on. Okay, moving over to this side. I probably should have started with this drawer, but this is his diapers and wipes and creams. So right at the top, right under his kikaroo for very easy access, and on the right side we keep all his size 4 diapers, which is what he wears during the day. On the left we keep the size 5, which is what we put him in at nighttime. The second drawer here is all tops, so sweaters, t-shirts, and button down. Another tip I want to share with you guys is if you don't have to hang clothes, which I personally think you don't really need to hang toddlers' clothes or infants' clothes, it just made more sense for me to put all the clothes in the dresser so that I could free up the closet. You'll see what I did with the closet. So on the far left here, we have more of the cozy sweaters, knit sweaters, thicker sweaters, and then in the middle, I have kind of thinner sweaters and button downs or flannels. Those are some of the items that I had hung before. And then on the far right, I just have t-shirts. Most of these sweaters, I did the similar folding technique where you can see the sweater on the top and easily access which one you want. I could probably minimize this one a little bit. And then this bottom drawer, once again, is baby proofed, but this is where I transferred all of his jackets, like I said, that were in the closet. On the far left here, I have a snowsuit for him, and I also keep his thicker jackets here. And then on the right, I have his kind of a little bit of a thinner jacket. A lot of the decisions I made here will make a lot more sense once you see what's going on in the closet, because if you didn't notice already, I don't have a shelf of toys out in his room, which is a major reason why it doesn't look very cluttered and it seems very clean. And that's because I keep all the toys in the closet. I love the idea of a Montessori shelf, but for someone who has a small home and doesn't have a separate playroom, it is hard to pull off a Montessori shelf within the room. All that to say, I basically created a makeshift Montessori shelf in Jace's closet so that when it's playtime, I open the doors, and when it's not, the doors are shut, which helps us kind of create boundaries. Okay, here we are. So I'm gonna show you a quick clip right here of what the closet used to look like before I removed all of the clothes and put them in the dresser, and before I had my makeshift Montessori shelves down here. And so what I did was take all of the bins, transfer them upwards, cleared out the 2 bottoms so that it is a shelf situation. And then for the bottom, I actually just grabbed the rug that was outside on our balcony the whole summer that, you know, I cleaned off. So at the moment I have 7 toys laid out, and I do try to do the whole Montessori toy rotation. Obviously he doesn't only have 7 toys, he has many more toys, but they are stored in the bins up here, and I switch them out right now about once a week. Okay, so I'm gonna grab you guys and show you, show you exactly what's in every part of this closet. So before I get to all the bins, let's just shift upward and see what's going on up here. This closet is very spacious. I love it. I'm so grateful that we have this room. That's why I'm taking advantage, and I'm like, I don't care for the clothes, I'm gonna put other stuff in here. On the very, very top, we wanted to put things that are like not really getting used. So what we have up there is actually a luggage that we have that belongs to Jace. And inside of that luggage, it's something of mine. It's my pregnancy pillow. There's also a huge bag of milk storage bags up there that we don't need right now. And also a tricycle that he can start using once he's 2 years old. And then right below that, we've got this huge bin here, and that's actually where we store all the clothes that don't fit Jace anymore. That thing is packed. We have the bathtub that he used to use when he was a baby, his Snuggle Me that he doesn't use anymore, a tunnel that we actually pull out once in a while for him to use. So those are all things that like we don't need at the moment, we'll probably need for future baby. And then right below that are things that we actually do have to grab quite frequently, and so we wanted it closer access. On the far left, I just stored extra books of his. We have a little coin box where we collect some money. This one has activities in here, such as his sensory bin, toys, and pipe cleaners, and I do want to add more. This is actually where we store blankets. So this blanket he uses every time he naps, but we have to hide it away in between naps, otherwise he wants it. But underneath it, we have other blankets as well that we might need for other purposes. Okay, so let's get to the fun part. What are in all these bins and how do we organize it? So this top row is actually mostly diapers and wipes and product type things. This one's so heavy, but this is actually all wipes, and we buy a lot of our wipes ahead of time from Costco or Pampers brand. This one just has a few extra things like swim diapers and the camera box for our baby monitor, and then some hangers. This is all diapers. Far left here is actually toys, and it's his Love Every Block toy kit. This is a pretty large kit, so I put the whole thing in one bin. Okay, so moving to the second row, we'll start here on the far right. We have some of his plastic toys in here and his little octopus. And then the rest of these are mainly Montessori or wooden toys. And I don't do anything special with these. They kind of just get thrown in here. I mean, I try to keep them a little bit organized, but realistically, these bins are not meant to look pretty or organized. They're just meant to store away things. I care more about this section looking organized because this is what Jace's eye is going to, and this is what I don't want him to be overwhelmed by. If this video is helpful so far, if you're learning anything new, please head over to that thumbs up button and hit it for me before you forget. It really helps my channel a lot and I really appreciate it. I'm gonna now take you guys back over to that area of my house where the living room is. All right, so I talked about how we don't have a playroom. The living room can very easily become a playroom. So what I suggest to keep your space still a living room is to store any toys or activities in an enclosed cabinet or basket as opposed to like an open basket. So I know some people have like a treasure chest or basket and you can kind of see all the toys inside. That already is starting to make it look like a playroom. So I would suggest like having some sort of lid or enclosing it, or right here, my cabinet. That is my designated cabinet for Jace's toys in the living room area. I like it because it closes up. You can't even see what's inside. You'd have no idea that all of Jace's toys are in there. Sometimes they're not even that clean in there. It's just kind of thrown in there, which is fine. I personally want this to be more of a stress-free cabinet for all of us as opposed to his room, which I really focus on the whole Montessori method. With this one, it's a lot more of his large motor type of toys. So we're talking about his little like scoop bike, his little wooden vacuum. So just things that he can get more active with and that he needs more space to play with it. So I'm gonna take you over there. We're gonna take a peek inside. Okay, so like I said, nothing mind-blowing going on here. We have a huge box of Legos here, which he likes to play with, and it's just the perfect thing to go on the rug with and just kind of sprawl out. I don't care how messy it gets. And then we actually have this very cute wooden vacuum that's Melissa and Doug that legitimately vacuums up these toys off the floor. Scoot bike. This is great for indoor, 12 months to 18 months before they can ride an actual tricycle outside. And then up here is just sort of any extra things that kind of make its way to this area instead of his room. So like, for example, we have his little tambourine, little trucks that actually come with the Legos that don't fit in that box. Basket of random things. I feel like everyone has a basket of random toys that don't make it to like any of the other organizational systems. Some maracas, little different types of sensory balls are in here. It's not a ton of things in here, which I think is what helps the living room stay pretty clean most of the time. Even if he pulled all of these out at once, which happens a lot, it's not that difficult to put them back. So yes, and I also like that this drawer, you know, you can't tell it's a children's, I've got children's toys in here. It just looks like a nice accent piece against the wall. I put a little plant and candle up there. So I'm able to still maintain the adult vibe in my space and not have it completely taken over by my kid. Okay friends, so that is a full tour of how I organize pretty much every single one of my toddlers' items. I hope you found this video helpful. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you thought, if you use any of the same techniques or methods that I do, if you do anything differently. I'd love any additional tips, especially if you have more than one kid, because if I end up having more kids, I don't know if all these techniques I'm using will work anymore. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you like my content, follow me over on Instagram at Nicole Lela Green to see my daily life. Love you guys very much, and I will see you in the next video.